Hey everyone, welcome back to Wesley's Automotive. First of all, I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully everyone didn't get too drunk over the New Year's night and counted down and did all the fun stuff. Hopefully you've all got your New Year's resolutions in, ready to go for next year. Definitely going to do it next year. Definitely next year. I was just doing some wiring on the Pajero, and I thought I'd just show you this little tip. I'm not sure if anyone knows about it or has seen it, but it's something that I've found and I actually quite enjoy. So I've got the battery connected up here, and I'm running everything, all of my powers through this bus bar. So basically all I've got is I've got a power wire running straight from the battery through a fuse and then into this bus bar, and then from there I can run all my powers out. I've got my 2 amps running off that. I've got my ignition feed for all my ignition stuff in the car. I'm probably going to put the starter motor or alternator on there, and any other major power wires. When I get a winch, I'll probably put that on there as well. I've only got a little 50 amp. I've got this resettable fuse, which actually I don't mind. I think that's a great idea for a resettable fuse, but these only go up to 50 amps. I don't think that's going to be enough. Well, I know it's not going to be enough for all the amperages that everything's running, but I just put that in there just so I can figure out where everything's all going. I'm trying to keep it nice and neat and tidy, and these actually just come with a little cover as well that goes over it, so that way it doesn't look as silly. My one doesn't line up, which is fine. There it goes. So yeah, so that way it just looks pretty normal and not all messy, all on top of your positive terminal of your battery. You can get a negative one as well, which is the same thing, just a black one. And that one, you can run your negatives if you've got a lot of earths coming off your negative side of the battery as well. You can do the same style, put it over the side and just run one negative from there and then the rest out. Wiring wise with this car, I'm pretty well wiring the whole car. I've done all the interior, has all been rewired and everything there. I'm just finishing up the little wiring here, just getting rid of all the original stuff. And putting in some of these Deutsch connectors, which I really like. I really like the way that these go, and they're waterproof and they're really good quality. So I'm running them. I've got one there and here and a few other places. I am going to. I've got the alternator and everything wired up. It's still going through the original fuse panel. I want to get rid of that. I do like these clear cylinder kind of fuses, but they only go up to, I think, 60 amps is the biggest, which isn't really going to work for my starter motor or my alternator, which is, the alternator is 100 amp and the starter motor is probably going to be around that as well. So these aren't really going to work. I'm going to have to get a different style, probably a maxi fuse, which is the square ones, which I've got on one of my amp ones. There's a maxi fuse there. This one's only a 50 amp. I've just got that on there just so I can see where everything goes. I'm going to have to put a bigger one of those on there because it's not going to be able to handle my amps and starter motors and everything like that once I get everything wired into that. But I'll see how I go. I kind of want to put the starter motor and the alternator straight to the battery, and not run it through that. I want that just to be for main powers out. But the diesel pump's all wired up. There's not really much wiring on this car. It is an old diesel, 1985. It's a brand new engine that I got built. So it's a little bit different style. It's a Hyundai Kia engine, which is the same as the 4D56T engine. Just a few small differences, like my one didn't have an EGR valve, and a couple of bits and pieces are a little bit different, but otherwise the block and everything else is the same. I've got my alternator wired up here with my 2 wires for my sense wire and my light wire, and I've just got my alternator just running through these 2 factory ones for the moment. I am going to run this bigger one. I don't know, that seems a bit big. It's 160 amp max on this. I only need 100, so I may go a little bit smaller because that is massive. That is really, really big wire. So I'll probably end up going a little bit smaller for that, because the original one is 2 small ones, which is how they do it, I suppose. But yeah, I just doing some wiring up. I got all my wiring and plugs and everything out. I just wanted to just see if anyone knew about this. I think it's a great idea. As I said, I do have another one inside the car for my ignition because I don't want to run all of my ignition stuff. I've got gauges, radio, my 12-volt system to switch that on, and my turbo timer and things like that. I didn't want to run off the one ignition wire, so I've got it off a relay, and then a relay straight to another one of these bus bars on the inside, and then everything running off that through a fuse. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I like it. I mean, I'm the type of guy that I'll put everything together and then I'll look at it the next day and go, yeah, I don't think I like that, and I'll change it. And I did that with the interior so many times. I'll give you a quick look at the interior. It's a bit messy because I've got stuff everywhere, but yeah, I've got my gauges there, I've got my radio down the bottom. I don't know how well you can see it, but actually there's a light right here. There we go. So yeah, I've got the 3 gauges there for my boost, my battery voltage for the front and rear battery, as well as oil pressure and coolant temp. And then under here I've got that other bus bar, and then that runs through. I've got all fused all through there, so that's all hidden behind the glove box and everything like that. So and then I've just got got to have a big sub. No matter what car I build, you've got to have a good subwoofer and a good sound system. So I'm going to Rockford Volksgate all around, and I'm going to build the back of it once I can get the car moving, because at the moment I can't move the car, so I can't open the back door, so that makes it a bit difficult. But yeah, I like the bus bars. Tell me what you think down in the comments there, whether you've got another idea. Maybe I'll change it all again and go with someone else's idea, because I tend to do that. As I said, I've wired up the inside of this car about 5 or 6 times. My wife hates it, but I'm a perfectionist. It's got to be nice and it's got to be neat. So I do like that. I do like that setup. I will obviously have to probably put a bigger fuse in line with that, but I'll figure that all out as I go. So yeah, just a quick little one just on the old Pajero here. The slow build is going. It's 2 years in the making now, and we've finally got an engine in it, and shouldn't be too much longer and we'll get this thing started. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.